Kirby Smart is absolutely crushing it right now in the transfer portal. It's been a big few days for the Georgia Bulldogs, adding key pieces that are going to make this team immediately better in 2025. I'm going to be breaking down all of that. Of course, it was a busy day on Monday. I had a video talking about something else that I had to make the day prior. Doesn't matter. I'm going to give my thoughts on all of this, and Damon Wilson leaving too, because that was a big deal. That hurt. We'll see if Georgia can get him back on board, but if not, they need to go out and get another edge defender who can make an immediate impact, because Damon Wilson was going to be one of the top guys on defense next year. He decides to test the portal and try to find another opportunity, so that's a kind of a bad loss, and I'll deep dive more into that later, but I want to talk about the guys that are coming in, right? Because Kirby Smart saw what he needed, right? He needed pass catchers. He needed more safeties, help in the secondary, more depth there, right? And that's exactly what he did. So the biggest guy that they landed yesterday on Tuesday, I'm making this Wednesday, yesterday on Tuesday, Noah Thomas was the big deal, right? 6'6", 200-pound wide receiver that I told y'all about a little bit, probably last week or a few days ago, that it could be sooner than later. At least I put that over on the website, and that's where all the info is, right? So we can't tell you everything on the YouTube channel. We love our YouTube audience, but the real inside scoop is over on Dawg Post, and our subscribers knew that that one has been coming for a minute now. But he caught 39 passes for A&M, 754 yards, 8 touchdowns. The big one, though, just one drop. That's from the intel that I gathered. Just one drop, so that's a big deal. But listen, there's a reason they went and tried to get Ra Thomas 2 years ago and Colby Young last year. They need a guy with his size that they can put outside on the perimeter, right? And they didn't have those two guys down the stretch of most of last year, so they tried again to go out and get a big body, big frame, big possession type receiver with big hands who can win contested passes down the field, on the sideline, jump ball scenarios, in the red zone. This is a guy who can do that. So just turn on the film. This guy can move. He's a big target down the field, big catch radius. And he's a guy with size, and I think he complements Zachariah Branch, the elite, electric wide receiver that they can kind of put all over the place. But him in the slot would be terrific. Noah Thomas on the outside. If you're Gunnar Stockton, you have to love those new two pieces that you just got. So big deal getting Noah Thomas coming in. So the Dogs just upgraded at wide receiver immediately. Dylan Bell said that he's coming back. Nitro Tuggle is coming back. So they've got a pretty decent wide receiver room next year. Maybe they add one more guy, but Zachariah Branch is elite, one of the best wide receivers in college football. Noah Thomas is a big deal who has already shown that he can be really productive. Dylan Bell, if he can take a step forward, kind of seemed like he regressed a little bit from 23 to 24. If he can take a step forward, that would be a big deal. Sokobi White is a guy everyone's high on. London Humphreys has shown he can make some plays. And then the new guys they have coming in, Talon Taylor, C.J. Wiley, Thomas Blackshear, Landon Roldan, Tyler Williams. Those 5 guys are not going to be on the bench for very long, especially Talon Taylor and C.J. Wiley. So they absolutely upgraded at wide receiver and got 2 guys who I think are going to play immediately. So Kirby saw what they needed, what everyone saw, right? They had to improve at wide receiver, had to get some guys who can make big catches and bring more speed and size. That's exactly what they did. They also added some guys in the secondary. The first guy I want to talk about, Adrien Maddox. This guy came out of nowhere. I believe he was from Conyers, not even ranked. Shows up at Alabama State, kicks butt there, makes his way to UAB, kicks more butt, enters the portal, climbing that portal ladder, right? He commits to Florida. After some reports out there thought that, Georgia would land him over the weekend. Into Sunday, there were reports that he could commit to Georgia. Ends up committing to Florida. The folks covering the Gators thought it was a massive pickup, big deal. They stole one away from Georgia. Yeah, not so fast, my Gator friends. Now he's just a nobody, unranked kid from Alabama State and UAB that, was Florida's backup plan that Georgia got. Now, this kid can play. 6'3", 200 pounds, a hard hitter, secure tackler, had a 99-yard interception return. He was a lot better than everyone else when he was at Alabama State and at UAB. I think this guy is going to come in. He plays around the box really well. I think he's going to play that star nickel spot. Not like the typical strong safety, free safety type. I think he can cover tight ends. I think he can shed blocks and make a big tackle in the backfield. This kid has a dog in him. He's got that dog in him, as the kids say. I think I didn't say it right the first time, but yeah, that's still a thing. He's got that dog in him, and now he is a dog wearing red and black, not orange and blue. So, yeah, they kind of stole one away from Florida. Kid can play, so he's staying for the in-state Georgia Bulldogs, and I like him a little better than the other safety they got in Jaden Harris. He was from Miami, experienced guy. There's no doubt about it. He's a veteran. He's played like 3 years of football now. I think he has 1 year left of eligibility. 6 foot, 195, 40 tackles and 1 interception. I think this guy's going to bring some depth. If you look online, try to dig into him. He made tackles. I don't think he was this great player. I think a lot of Miami fans, who I don't know if they know football or not, but if you look online, the Miami fans are kind of glad he's leaving. But if this kid's got some size and he's been productive, he can add depth and take a step forward under a Georgia defensive staff that's just better than Miami's. The coaches at Georgia are better than the coaches at Miami. That's just fact. That it is what it is. And if he can develop even a little bit under the Georgia coaching staff and they can get a little bit more out of him than what the Miami staff did, I think he could be a nice complement piece. If someone goes down, there's a guy with experience who can come in and knows what he's doing and has played college football before. He's not some 18, 19-year-old kid they're throwing in there. So from that standpoint, yes, they did bring in a lot of defensive backs in the 25 class, but they're not ready. And that's why you go out and you get an Adrien Maddox who's played a lot of football and Jaden Harris who's played a lot of football. I'm not sure either one of those guys will start. I think Adrien Maddox has the potential to, where I think Jaden Harris is a guy who just is providing depth, but they have KJ Bolden, they've got Janelle Aguero, they've got Ja'Cory Thomas. These guys, they've got Zion Branch, who has made plays at USC. Not a ton, but he's played some there, and he's made some impact. His brother was the big get, right? The former 5-star that they have at wide receiver. But Zion Branch coming too, brings more size. He's around 6'3", 200 pounds as well. And has played, some at USC. So that's another guy who's going to provide some depth, especially at that safety spot. So they went out and they got guys. And I think they're going to go out and get an edge rusher too. Wouldn't surprise me if they added a running back. They need a quarterback. Jaden Rashada has left. He's entered the portal, so he's leaving. But as far as guys who have left, David Wilson's really the only guy where I thought, okay, I'm not sure that makes a whole lot of sense. Jalen Walker, their best pass rusher, is off to the NFL. Chaz Chambliss is graduated. I think they both tied for the team lead 6.5 sacks. And David Wilson had 3 of his own. So he was out there. He was making plays. He was being a significant contributor to last year's team. And I thought he would be the guy, possibly Georgia's best pass rusher, number 1 edge defender coming into next season. And he enters the portal, and I'm thinking this has to be a money deal. This has to be a money deal because this guy is seeing the guys in front of him go off into the NFL and make big plays and see. I mean, Jalen Walker is probably a top 15 pick, right? And I think Chaz Chambliss will get drafted. But, he's seen other guys come through before him and do big things in the NFL right now. And it felt like he had a big opportunity in year 3 as the guy at Georgia to cement himself as one of the best edge defenders in the country. He had that opportunity to do so. So I'm not really sure why he's leaving if it's from a purely football standpoint. But he made 13 tackles and 3 sacks last year. They have Gabe Harris, who has not entered the portal. It looks like he's staying on board for now. Quintavious Johnson was a 3-star they signed in that 24 class. A lot of people don't know about him. Dean and I saw him play in August of his senior year, playing both ways. It was really impressive. 6'5", 250. We've been talking about that kid for a while as a sleeper who could make an impact and one of the more underappreciated guys they signed in that class. And then, of course, 3 of the best edge defenders in high school. Isaiah Gibson, ranked number 1. Darren Ekanagma, I think, ranked number 3. Chase Linton, 3 long, athletic pass rushers who are going to come in and maybe not start, but play some. But they need to go out and get another edge defender, or 2 maybe, out of the portal. One guy who can hopefully help you start immediately and bring you a heavy pass rush influence defensively, and then maybe another guy just for depth, right? But, Kirby always talks about depth. We got to get more guys. They're loading up right now at wide receiver and in the secondary. I think they need another quarterback, probably another running back, maybe another wide receiver. We'll see if they look anywhere on the offensive line, maybe another linebacker. So we'll see. But it's becoming more and more of a revolving door, the transfer portal. For most teams, more than Georgia, but as we've seen, a lot of guys leaving, decent amount coming in, and that's college football today. But Kirby Smart is looking at the needs, and he's addressing them. They are 100% better already at wide receiver for the upcoming 2025 season than they were last year. And they're bringing in guys in the secondary. So I expect Kirby to continue trying to find some guys to add. For those names, though, they're going to be on the website. I don't want to just throw them out for our YouTube audience. We want to get y'all over to the website. The content is still flowing. The regular season's over. I mean, the whole season's over. That doesn't mean the content stops. We're talking about the 25 team. I'm going to talk about the 26 recruiting class, transfer guys. If it's happening, we're covering it. We really appreciate y'all listening and watching. We're going to keep it coming. So thanks for being with us. Hope you enjoyed this video. Dogs are reloading. They're bringing in talent. That's exactly what they need to do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you over on the website.